this week's DIY. It's me, Madison, your lovely host, and I am here with a very pretty DIY this week. I'm super excited because I'm obsessed with the colors I picked, just saying. And we're going for a summery citrus feel. So summery citrus is, think of all your summer citruses. So lemon, oranges, grapefruit, all those wonderful things that just taste a little bit sweeter in the summer. We're gonna go for those colors. And then summer citrus usually is paired with things like peach tones, hot pinks sometimes, light pinks sometimes, and then touches of white. So we got that exact thing here. So yeah, let's go through the flowers. The first thing I have for you guys today is some cute little pink hypericums. I really like hypericums because they're really glossy and they have a really good texture to them. They look like little tiny pearls, which is really cool. And the pink ones are my fave personally, just because, I don't know, the color is just really pretty. And they also have like a touch of white to them. So they're like this more like, not hot, but like strong pink on the top. And then it goes into this like flushed out white as you reach the base of the little berries. Absolutely perfect. Then we have a new green. This green is called euonymus. I think I said that right, but it's called euonymus. And what's really cool about this one, it's also called creeping winter or winter creeping, something really weird. And it is native, it's a shrub, and it's native to parts of Asia. So like Japan, Korea, places like that. It's very pretty. And what's really cool is it comes in different colors too. So the one I got for you guys is, sometimes it's a little bit more white, sometimes a little more green, and then sometimes it comes in this really cool like yellow color. So I got you this really cool yellow color, which I think is gonna pair with our citrus theme going on really well. Next, we have some beautiful marigolds. Marigolds are in the aster family, or Asteraceae. Asteraceae? I'm so bad with pronouncing my botanical terms. What's really cool about these is they have the most strong scent. Like when you cut into a marigold, you can smell it. Marigolds is also used in a lot of cultures, such as like Indian cultures, Latin cultures, and etc. So I really like marigolds. I think they're very bright and vibrant, and I think they're gonna go really well with our citrus theme. Next, we have these beautiful white gladiolas. Gladiolas are also known as sword flowers. They are very well known in like Asian cultures. I believe they're native to Asia itself. And they also grow in like tropical places as well. They give like a tropical feel to it, but still very beautiful and light. When I see, people might disagree with me on this, but when I see a gladiola, sometimes I think tropical, but I can think it can give a very soft feeling to it as well. So it's very beautiful, and we should have one of those. Then we're bringing back the buttercup family, aka these ranunculus. These are a different type of buttercup, so the ones you're probably used to when I bring ranunculus to the forefront is probably Persian buttercups, which are the ones that are also called just ranunculus a lot, and they're like have a lot of layers and they look like spirals and they're beautiful. These are also a ranunculus, but these are called butterfly ranunculus. But overall, they are all in the buttercup family, and they are beautiful, cute little flowers. Next, I have these saga roses. So I needed a little pink inside of my citrus theme, so I decided to go for these beautiful saga roses. They open up beautifully. They're not double petaled, I don't believe, but I feel like they're gonna open up gorgeous and big, so I'm excited to get these to you. And then last but not least, we have our tried and true, another touch of white with a little bit of yellow, our feverfew, also known as chamomile. Smells amazing. I love it so much. You know, chamomile tea always puts you into the relaxation mode. And yeah, very beautiful. Very excited to get these to you, so you guys should have that. All right, let's get started. So first we're gonna start with our euonymus. You guys are gonna get one branch of it, so I'm trying to choose which branch I'm gonna use. Again, this is like a shrub, so it grows crazy. So I'm gonna use this piece probably. It's gonna come in this like branch-like form, so I'm definitely gonna try to utilize as much of it as I can and break it into several pieces. So I got this piece right here, bam. Again, it grows into these like little pieces. So I'm gonna cut way down here, down the middle. And I got these pieces. Put that in there right there. I filled this, oh, and by the way, I'm working today out of my Flowers for Dreams double ceramic vase that you guys can also choose as a DIY component. All right. I filled this vase up really high because I knew some of my stems were gonna be a little short. So yeah, I'm gonna use a little more, just a piece to fill in that middle part, right in the center. Really use some of these pieces to hold up my pieces. Beautiful. All right, so next I'm gonna use my gladiola. Gladiolas are gorgeous. I believe if you want to get that top one to open up, you can peel it off and then the other ones will open up faster. That's a little trick that you can have, and it doesn't really change anything really. But that's if you want to do that. You don't have to do that. I'm gonna use this piece though. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm gonna use this piece because the flowers are bigger. I'm just gonna take off this nasty little petal right there. Kind of tease some of them open a little bit more. Sometimes with gladiolas, I like to peel them back, just to like to encourage them to open a little more. So you kind of like what we do with irises, which is funny that I say that because this is actually in the iris family. So it's a little similar in terms of structure when it comes to those little flowers. You can peel back this little area right here, just like we do with our irises. I've showed you guys in past videos. And we're gonna let that flower shine just a little bit more. And I'm actually gonna just peel that piece off. And just kind of open that up a little. And that will also give it the opportunity to open up a little more as well. Again, we're just taking back the sepals that cover it, just peeling them back a little bit. And bam! That will help it open up a little quicker. See how this one's already opening up a little more and I just peeled it? Crazy stuff, it's like magic. I'll do this one up here too. I'll just peel the whole thing off, honestly. Irises, I like to peel them back and make cute little hearts with it, because when you peel it back, it like splits down the middle and then they like to create a heart. But I'm not gonna do that with these. I'm just gonna, bam, look at that. Beautiful. All right, let's stick that right there. Front facing, beautiful, gorgeous, Gorgina. All right, so now I'm gonna go with my marigolds. Marigolds smell so good, like as soon as you start cutting into them, they go crazy. I love them. So we're just gonna start playing with them a little bit, keeping them different heights. Again, not being so one-dimensional, like not everything has to face the front. So putting some towards the back as well. Especially if this is not just a front-facing one. I think I'm gonna do a more front-facing one, but even with front-facing arrangements, you still want it to be like dimensional, you know? I'm gonna save that. Put it somewhere that matters. Next, I'm gonna go in with my beautiful Sega roses. Gonna peel back any petals that look really bad. This doesn't really look like a rose that likes to be twisted. Sometimes you can tell. One, if they're not really like aged enough. But two, you can just kind of tell. Like some varieties just don't like to be flipped out. So I'm gonna go in, kind of fluff it out myself, just a little. This might take a little life off of the rose, but if you want that like full-fledged look, then you do that. Again, as I'm putting stuff in, I'm pulling things out. I want to make sure that we can see everything and nothing's getting buried. Let's try twisting this one out. Oh, that one kind of opened. Look at that. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. go. Now remember, with tall vases like this, sometimes you gotta cut things a little shorter to get the absolute look that you want. Beauteous. Beauty. Remember, flower making is a lot of adjusting. Drive yourself crazy, but a lot of times you put something in and you immediately have to adjust. So just adjust as you go. Patience is key. It can be annoying, but it's worth it in the end. All right, these are actually twisting out pretty good. It was just this boy that didn't really want to. Look at that. Wow. I've never used Sagan roses before. I think I might be a fan. Again, I'm gonna have some towards the back, just a little bit. Remember, always look at your arrangements to make sure you like how they're looking. Now I'm gonna put in this beautiful gladiolus. Again, adjusting as I go. I'm gonna put in this beautiful marigold right towards the front, just a little bit. Move stuff around a little. Beautiful. All right, so that's what we got going on so far. Next, I'm going to put in our beautiful yellow ranunculus. So these are really bouncy and cute. So I'm gonna try to keep some pretty little. I want them to be like beautiful little bounces of color coming out. Because the thing about summer citrus is a lot of times when people do like a citrus palette, it is very bouncy and cute and summery. Like think of garden party almost in a way. A lot of times I see this palette used in a garden party-esque way. So I'm gonna try to keep that truth to this palette, and I'm gonna clean off any extra stems that are kind of in the way, because sometimes those take away from the flower. So you can leave a couple, you know, for flair, but I try to take off a few, just so it doesn't look too crowded, you know? You never want it to look too crowded. All right. And then again, I'm taking off all those little tiny buds. I'm gonna put one a little more towards the bottom. Cute. See how that looks? How that looks a little better, a little more neat. I'm gonna put that one right here, right up front where it can be seen and it's beautiful. And then I think I'm gonna keep this one a little taller, something that's kind of on the same level as our gladiola, because again, we want differences in height, and we want to build. I'm trying to decide how I feel about this little bud. I think it needs to go, yeah. All right, and then these little buds. Again, I'm just picking and choosing what looks good and what doesn't. I think I want to get rid of that one, and then get rid of all these little tiny frills on there. There we go. And then we're just gonna clean it up so it looks clean. No like blunt ends. It just makes it look neater. And it's annoying, it can be, but it's worth it in the end. You don't want any stumps sticking out of your thing. There we go, see the difference in that one? And then I'll clean up my stem. Beautiful. Perfect. And then I'm just gonna put that right there. All right, let's hold it up and see how it's looking. Oh, it's so cute. It's so funny, sometimes I make stuff and I'm like, hope this looks cute. And then when it does, I'm like, you go girl, you go. Then again, I'm making sure my stems of like greenery aren't getting too lost in there. Moving some stuff around. There you go. There we go. And if I can get this rose, you know what? I don't like that rose anymore. We're gonna use a new one. The petals are falling off. It was making me sad. All right. So again, watch out for thorns. Twist that out. Gentle, but enough to really get some work into those petals. There we go. Perfect. That's literally gorgeous. Wow. See, and sometimes you just know you need a better rose. Like sometimes it's like, this deserves more. Perfect. See how much better that looks? All right, now we're gonna get into our Hypericum berries. So for my Hypericum berries, I'm gonna put some a little low, and then I'm gonna put some a little higher. Just a little. I want to fill in that space in the bottom. And again, making sure I'm not burying things, so I'm like holding some greens up as I put stuff in, just to make sure that nothing gets lost in translation, lost in the arrangement. Again, not everything has to be front facing when you're doing arrangements, so make sure that you're having a wonderful balance of putting things facing, not just like in the front, but facing the front, and something's angled back. That's really gonna give your arrangement some life. Some beautiful life in there. So this one I'm gonna keep a little taller and face it more towards the back. Maybe back here, actually. Twirl it so people can see it. Beautiful. That's what we got going on so far. And then maybe one right here. See how that looks? Beautiful! Beautiful. Oh, I really like this arrangement. Very summery. All right. And last, but certainly not least, we have our wonderful feverfew. That's gonna add that touch of white and yellow. It's gonna go with that like citrusy color. Really bring together the bridge between the yellows and the whites too. That's what I really like about feverfew, is if you have like yellow and white or creams and stuff, this is a great one to bring together because it's like all in one flower. And then it really like adds that beautiful bouncy garden party look that I'm trying to go for. Again, I'm just sectioning off my feverfew smartly. So instead of just cutting down the stem, like when I first did this, it looked like this, but I realized these pieces are longer, but this, so I cut like this so I can have a longer piece to really work with. And I'm taking off all those extra leaves. I'll stick that one right in the back since it has some good height to it. Facing the back, but you can still see it, you know, like you know it's still in the arrangement. Turn her around a little bit. And again, different heights is important always. Let's fix this butterfly ranunculus that's getting a little crazy. Flip some of her petals back. Beautiful. Beauteous. We're gonna put that piece right there, really facing out. We're gonna use all of our pieces, all of them. think it could use some in the front, so we're gonna break this piece off. Give it a fresh cut, always. And again, what I'm doing right now is as I'm doing my final pieces, I'm pulling things out to build shape, really making sure that every flower has a place and it's not just thrown in there, but placed beautifully. Pulling out my greens a little, really giving this arrangement a little bit of air. You don't want it to look too like sunken, you know. And again, turn my flowers to make sure they're being seen and beautiful. You know what I'm gonna do actually? I'm gonna take this piece. So you can see, you can kind of see through my arrangement sometimes. Sometimes that happens. And if you don't want it to be too see-through, sometimes flowers need to be a little deep. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna put it right there in the middle. Not too bad, not too deep. And then pull some things up. One that's gonna build depth to our arrangement, and two, it's gonna get rid of that really weird middle spot that I had created right there. And then I'm gonna bring some things down around it so it just doesn't look like a piece in the middle, so it looks purposeful. Have it hugged by some things is what I like to call it. And then decide what you want to do with pieces that are just floating around and you don't want to do what you want. Perfect. And then this piece can go back a little bit. I got one more piece of feverfew. I think I'm gonna put it, again, hugging that rose. I just put it in the center, right there. Right there. And I also put a piece of hypericum like deep in there. So again, it doesn't look like there's a hole, but then there's still shape and texture. And then, voila! That is this week's DIY. Ain't she a beauty? I absolutely adore this. Again, we have that citrusy summer garden party look going on. We have our bouncy ranunculuses that add movement to our arrangement. We have these marigolds that bring such a deep, beautiful orange color, and they smell great. We have this limeish, but like yellowy neon euonymus in there, which is gorgeous. These sago roses that I've never used before, but I absolutely love them, are really big and beautiful, and I can tell that they're gonna open up gorgeously, so good luck with that one. And then we have this beautiful gladiola that gives that touch of white, that lightness to our citrus garden party, as well as our chamomile. And overall, I just think it's a very pretty arrangement, and I think it's gonna brighten up whatever you get with it, whatever room you choose to put it in. As always, it has been a great DIY. I hope you guys enjoy this color palette as much as I do. If you guys have any questions, or if you would like to see, or if you would like to show us what you did this week, make sure that you put it in the Instagram account at Flowers for Dreams Detroit, or just Flowers for Dreams on Instagram. It's been a pleasure, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.